Aries, this week sees you searching for a deeper reality within your life, and you may feel slightly isolated for a time as you do this, as the process requires you to strip away all that may previously have diverted you from your truest path, so that you might undertake a period of reflection. A new relationship or a new beginning to an old one will benefit from this time of introspection, as it enables you to truly bond as you may never have allowed yourself to bond before. And if you've been in conflict with someone, now's the time to forgive or to ask for forgiveness from those you have wronged. If you're struggling with two choices, seek to make your decisions, as doing this will lead you to happier times. This is a period wherein you'll begin making bonds or reconnecting with those you've not been in contact with for some time, either mentally, emotionally or physically, and this will bring about a sense of celebration within you, as all seems to come together finally as you've long wanted it to. It's time to let go of any feelings of guilt or pain attached to past misdeeds or perceived failures. The pain you've been feeling has been very real and quite warranted, but wallowing in it will not do you any favours now, so learn from your troubles and move on from them, taking only the lessons you've learned with you. See the past for what it is and then move forward into your future with the clarity that is achieved only with hindsight, and this will see you rebuilding your life on a stronger and more solid foundation, as loose ends are tied up and wayward elements are harnessed. A new beginning is coming to you creatively or intimately this week, and this may include pregnancy or birth of a new project of some kind that will leave others feeling quite envious. Get back to nature if you haven't for a while, as this will energise and reinvigorate your soul, allowing you to leave behind the negativity of the past 12 months or so. Someone may be trying to undermine your efforts to move forward, but you can bring an end to this, particularly if they are honing in on regrets that you have for mistakes that have been made in the past. Renewal's at hand, and you need to focus on that rather than on things that can't be changed, so absolve yourself of any guilt that you've been holding on to and release the associated regrets so that you can move forward now into your future, feeling stronger as a result of all that you've gone through, and with the understanding that any feelings of separation or disconnection that you've been struggling with will soon be behind you. Taurus, this week starts off full of possibilities in the areas of creativity, excitement, adventure, courage and personal power. A seed of bold enthusiasm has been planted in your life, and although you may not yet recognise it, when the seeds sprout it could take on any form. A new opportunity is about to present itself, whether work or otherwise related, and you'll be able to assert yourself for all to see. You have the chance now to be original, so trust in your creative potential and there will be no end to what you can achieve. However, do stop to consider all of your options before rushing into anything so that you can step out into your future in full awareness of what's coming for you. You may have been dealing with a feeling of disconnection or separation from something that has left you feeling discouraged of late, but this feeling will not be long-lasting. New opportunities for growth are upon you, so surrender to your current circumstances even if they seem harsh, and this will help you to move more smoothly into a more harmonious future. If there's been conflict around you, an end to the hostility is now possible, and the time is right for greater closeness. Happier times are coming that will bring with them feelings of joy and contentment, and connection with a water sign individual will bring a sense of peacefulness with it that's been missing for a while. Being stubborn or pig-headed about things during this time is only going to see you feeling more stuck than ever, so try surrendering and going with the flow for a change. You may not feel emotionally up to the task that's been set for you on some levels, but try not to allow yourself to become too frustrated or impatient for change, as forcing your will is not what is needed now. Sometimes when we want to act is when we most need to hold back, so keep this in mind and try not to be too moody whilst you're waiting. Gemini, this week sees a realisation striking you with great force as the answer to a problem that you've been struggling with becomes clear to you. However, finding your answers may lead you to question how you came to have such problems in the first place, and this in turn may see you turning on yourself as you struggle with guilt over things you shoulda, woulda, coulda done to make a situation better, or over things that you did that made something worse, whether for you or for somebody else. You may be feeling quite vulnerable, but wallowing in self-loathing, pity or doubt will not get you anywhere, so start making changes to get yourself moving again in the direction you want to be going in, and snap yourself out of your rut. It may have felt lately that life's been falling apart, but if you can recognise that change has been needed, you'll be more able to embrace it, and this may even lead you to a sense of release as you're forced into a different direction. Solutions to your problems may not be easy, but they do exist, so find your truth. Remember that you do have choices and power in any given situation, even when it seems that you don't, and take the first steps towards the life that you want. A person in your life who is normally quite nurturing and reasonable may be at the end of their tether in regards to being tolerant or understanding of your struggles, and this may have seen them hardening up towards you and being quite stubborn. Cancer. This week sees you striking a nice balance between work and play and relishing the excitement of every hurdle that is thrown up in front of you, as life finally seems to start coming together as you've wanted it to. A new relationship or a new beginning to an old one will see you working in partnership more than you have in some time, and if you've been in conflict with someone, now's the time to forgive them or to ask for forgiveness. The sense of frustration that you've been dealing with seems to be heading out of your life for the moment, and you'll be more content to accept what's coming and the time that it takes to arrive. You can have the outcome you've wished for with something, and the peace of mind that goes with that, so release any fears and doubts you may have been holding on to, so that you'll be free to take positive action to make your wishes come true, rather than focusing on fears that you might have about what might happen to stop you from doing that. Leo, this week sees you not wanting to acknowledge the truth about a situation you find yourself in and blocking off your emotions accordingly. You may be feeling quite unsupported by the people in your life who you usually look to for security, but communication will help with this, and dealing with career or financially related issues will also prove helpful. A new beginning is coming creatively or intimately, and getting back to nature will help you to find grounding where this has been lacking for some time. Some time spent with your mother or a motherly figure will help you to reconnect with your roots as she heals you with a gentle touch or a quiet word, and an earth sign or more practical man in your life will help you to deal with material issues so that you might finally be able to leave them behind you. You've been going through a period of anguish, sorrow and despair, but this will soon be replaced by a feeling of harmony as you reconnect with family members and undergo a period of bonding that will lead you to greater closeness than you've experienced in some time. The end of an era is coming and a door is closing. Though this may bring a sense of sadness and reluctance on some levels, there'll also be a feeling of great relief and completion as you accept that these changes are inevitable and start moving forward towards something else. Virgo, this week sees you looking to the distant future and wondering how your present fits into the greater picture of your life and the lives of any younger people around you. You may feel quite vulnerable at the thought of this, but an opening is coming to you that promises enrichment, comfort, trust, or the chance to make your dreams real, so when you see the chance, take it. You may be having problems with possessiveness or jealousy, and if this is the case, then you need to remember that people need to be free to determine their own lives, and this sometimes means changing in ways you might not like. You cannot control the destiny of others, so it's important that you learn to go with the flow, even if you don't always feel emotionally up to the task. Getting angry when events don't go as you'd like them to is easy, but dealing calmly with frustrations is the better option, and you're strong enough to do this and to forgive the mistakes of others, even when you don't really want to at first. If you're involved in a conflict, ask yourself, is it really worth carrying on with? And if the answer is no, then consider letting it go so that you might live to fight another day. Changes are coming into your life and you'll need to be flexible when they do, so now is not the time to be rigid. A new beginning is coming to you on an emotional level, and this will see you connecting with people around you on a deeper level, setting aside any anger you might have had towards them so that you can find peace. Libra, you may be feeling guilty over something as you enter this week, and there's an element of unhappiness around you that you are struggling to shake. If this is the case, then you need to look outside yourself for help, even if you don't really want to, as this will help you to get through this period far better than you will if you choose to go it alone and isolate yourself. If you've made some mistakes recently, then you need to start putting them behind you and begin again. Renewal's at hand, and although you may feel vulnerable at the thought of this, letting go of your mistakes will lead you to the stability you're seeking. The time has come for you to start releasing old patterns, especially where they have dominated your thoughts and emotions, and you may even think about moving away from your current surroundings. Scorpio, you may find yourself feeling alone and quite isolated as you enter this week, and this will see you searching for a deeper reality as you start to really question the obvious and seek some kind of balance. Now's the time to be real and centered as a new beginning opens up for you both physically and financially, and you seek out comfortable, reliable experiences that might make you feel secure as you begin building a foundation of trust in your life, both within and without, that has been missing for some time. Get out into the natural world and find grounding so that you can start focusing on any dreams you might have and find ways to turn them into something tangible. You may have been feeling restricted on some level, particularly where you've not known the whole truth about a situation, but the battles that you've been fighting are now at an end. So if you're involved in a conflict of some kind, ask yourself if it's worth the struggle, and if the answer is no, then let it go. A new beginning is coming to you on an emotional level, and now's the time to forgive those who have wronged you, or to ask for forgiveness if you feel you've wronged someone else. Look for ways in which you might connect with others, and find the peace that has eluded you for too long now by listening to your intuition and looking beyond the obvious to what is hidden and obscure. Question why you're in the situation you're in and where it's leading, and try to see both sides of the story rather than just your own, as this will see you moving in the right direction towards what you want, empowering you as you go to bring an extra dose of daring and inventiveness to the fore. The time has come for tying up loose ends and harnessing wayward elements, organising yourself, particularly where it comes to legal matters, so that you might have the stability you're seeking. Others may feel jealous of your progress and may even try to sabotage it, leaving you feeling disheartened on levels. But rest assured that you'll get to where you want to be if you just keep persisting, and the recent past and its mistakes will then be put behind you once and for all, leaving you free to begin again. Sagittarius, if things are heading up for you this week, then it will be important not to react in the heat of the moment. Step back and reconsider your position before rushing in where angels fear to tread, so that when you do move forward, you'll be able to do so with confidence and in full awareness of where your choices are taking you. Happier times are coming to you that will see you finally getting what you've been seeking and finding contentment that may have eluded you in the past. The return of someone or something to your circle may herald some news that will prove quite important to you, though you may not recognise this at first, so you will need to stay alert. Try not to be stubborn if everything's not being done in the way you would like it to, or resistant of changes that deep down you know are truly needed, just for the sake of clinging on to what's familiar. You cannot control things no matter how much you might like to, so it might just be best to stop trying, because doing so will only lead to further battles. If you're involved in a conflict, ask yourself if it's worth the struggle. Is it important? Does it have merit or value? If it does, then be bold and aggressive in defence of your position. If not, then consider letting it go. Don't allow the battle lines to be drawn unless the war is worth fighting. The time is upon you to start dealing with any career or financial issues you may have been struggling with, and also with any health problems that may have arisen just recently. You may be neglecting the needs of your body, and if this is the case, then you need to take steps now to rectify any problems that have arisen as a result. If you've been recovering from an illness just lately, then allow yourself time to heal. Capricorn, a new relationship or a new beginning to an old one marks the start of this week, and if you've been struggling or considering giving up on a mate, then now's not the time to separate or stay apart. Find a way to rejoin with one another and work as a partnership. If you're in conflict generally, look for the chance to call a truce so that you can forgive them or be forgiven. If you're struggling with two choices or tendencies within yourself, seek to reconcile them. If you're recovering from an illness, then you need to allow yourself some quiet time to heal. And if you have a choice to make, then take your time to think everything over without rushing. There's nothing you can do in order to make things happen any faster than they are going to on their own anyway. So stop worrying about this and allow things to happen as they're meant to. Spirits show you may be worrying about one of life's little curveballs that seems to have been thrown at you recently. Betrayal, abandonment, rejection, separation, or reversal of fortune of some kind may be on the cards, so listen to your inner voice and talk to the people close to you so that you might address any problems. Harmony is possible as you move into a period of inner and outer peace, and you may find that the key to happiness for you lies within your family unit, even if your tendency is to be somewhat a lone wolf. You may be procrastinating about something or letting problems slip because you don't want to deal with them, but this is not helping you, and you're likely making things worse for yourself and others by running away from things. Wake up and smell the coffee and get out of the rut you've been in, because in doing so you will feel a tremendous release. Aquarius, you may head into this week wanting to take a stand over something, but now's not the time to be aggressive. Listen to your intuition and look beyond the obvious surface situation to what is hidden and obscure, and ask yourself if the fight is really worth whatever outcome you might get out of it. Step back and look at the bigger picture, as this will help you to move beyond current limitations so that you can go with the flow a little more and start moving towards what you really want, rather than allowing yourself to wallow in feelings of depression caused through feeling hard done by. Some time away might be just what the doctor ordered in relation to dealing with this situation, and letting go of your stubborn need to have your own way will also help by allowing you to look at things more clearly and approach them from a logical perspective. A water sign or more emotional man in your life may be struggling with choices or decisions that need to be made, and you'll be a tower of strength for him until he finds a suitable solution. Life is about to become more harmonious for you as you see yourself moving towards the goals you've long been aspiring to, and your wishes start to become your reality. Pisces, this week may see you at a crossroad with an ethical dilemma related to love or business, but a message is coming that will make things clearer for you, and it might help you not to take things so seriously. Sometimes you need to take risks to get what you want, so look for the path that will excite you and push you beyond your limits. A time of passion is upon you, and this is a good time to forgive the past mistakes of others and accept them for who they are. A separation or sense of disconnection you've been enduring will prove temporary this week, so use the associated feelings of loss or hurt to help you to grow emotionally, and trust that this is the right thing to do, and that all is going to be okay. Time is upon you for tying up loose ends and bringing a little bit of structure into your life. This may feel restrictive at first, but to some extent this is your only choice at the moment, so you'll just need to grin and bear it whilst you wait for something to change. You can have the life you've been seeking, but this may require a change in perspective, and if you're finding this hard to achieve, look to others for support rather than demanding to have things your own way. Information's coming to you that may uncover secrets that you were not previously aware of, and you may be left feeling betrayed on some levels, but dealing with your troubles is the only way that things are going to get any better, and you will do no one any favours by running away from them.